We didn't think that Trump would win. When he won, it was, it was very scary. I felt safe knowing that I had friends in other faiths that would support me.
The sisterhood has given me so much purpose and hope, and a feeling that we can rise beyond this. And there are more and more people who feel the way we do, and we're finding them, and they're joining the sisterhood.
And I see your true colors shining through. Yeah, I see your true colors, and that's why I love you so.
I'm Akifa Samdani. I'm a co-leader of Westchester chapter of Sisterhood of Salaam Shalom.
I'm Annette Rotter, and I'm a co-leader with Akifa. You know, for me, when I joined the sisterhood, you grew up in Borough Park.
That's
so
right.
you were a Jew from the start.
That's right.
I did not, and I didn't have any Muslim friends. So when I read about Sisterhood of Salaam Shalom in the Jewish Week article, I thought, what is wrong with this picture? How do I not have any friends that are Muslim? And it just felt crazy all of a sudden, and it had never really occurred to me before that I could do something about it. Sisterhood of Salaam Shalom is a movement that brings together Jewish and Muslim women in small groups to develop friendship and to fight against hatred together. And it's really not just about protecting Muslims and Jews, it's about protecting everyone from bigotry and hatred.
It also promotes understanding between the two faiths by sharing holidays, by sharing similar experiences. We also understand that we have a lot of commonality between the two religions.
What's different with Sisterhood of Salaam Shalom is that we're sharing our faith traditions through our friendships, so that, for example, when my father died and I had a Shiva, Akifa came with her husband to visit me during the Shiva, and that's a Jewish tradition, but it was so meaningful for me to share that with you, and I'll never forget that.
So Annette actually helped me with my fasting. We fast for 30 days, and actually brought the sisters over to the mosque, and we broke fast together. And it was just such a meaningful experience. It made me feel better too, because the Jewish women, they fast for 24 hours. At least ours is only from sunrise to sunset.
But we're so impressed because you do it for 30 days in a row.
You gotta break that.
The organization started with the founder, Cheryl Olitsky, who was on a trip to Poland, a Holocaust trip. And she was so disturbed by the history with the Holocaust, but also by the current kind of anti-Semitic and also Islamophobic slurs and comments she was hearing while she was traveling in Poland. And she decided that when she came home, she was going to do something to put an end to that. No one had any idea that it would take hold the way it has. And the thought is that when you bring women together, they can't help but become close and caring and loving, and the differences are fascinating and interesting, but they melt away in the context of the broader issues of life and humanity, and it's really a very beautiful model of interfaith connection. I had read an article in the Jewish Week about this organization, and it said there were 5 chapters around the country of Muslims and Jews that come together in friendship to...
Just 5 chapters?
There were only 5.
How
That was
many-
in
how many do you have
2015. 150.
It's all Annette.
I don't know, not at all. Westchester women are incredible. They're doing lots of different kinds of things. There's some that are more engaging around voter issues and registration. There's chapters that are getting involved in larger holiday gatherings to bring people together. We're going to have documentary film screenings for the community to be exposed to issues
And also,
around the race.
did a chapter do an art show?
Yes, there was an incredible...
I think you went to it, right? Yes.
It was so beautiful, a Muslim-Jewish art show.
Did you get that painting?
And I did. Hanging over my fireplace is a beautiful piece of work by my Muslim sister.
Our chapter is mostly, we feel this is like an educational chapter. We've done some work in schools. Actually, the teens have done some work in schools. They've done some lessons in Muslim and Jewish schools. The lesson plan is we're more similar than you think, and we had some amazing outcomes with the children.
I'll never forget that Muslim boy who said, all I've ever heard is how different we are from the Jews.
That's right.
And now I see how much we have in common.
That's right.
And he was moved.
Right. Prejudices are set in, from parents, community. We're also in the process of writing a children's book. It's very, I know, it's all Annette. She's very, very motivating, and she gets me down.
It is absolutely not. It turns out you have an amazing story to tell. When we started in 2015, we had no idea about the rise in hate crimes and the rise in bigotry in this country, openly expressed bigotry that would be coming after the election. And our chapter and chapters around the country have gathered together. We've protested together, we've attended marches.
I haven't been in a conversation that addressed Israel, Palestine. I think we're working towards that goal. We've had a seminar on how to engage in difficult conversation.
The guideline in terms of dealing with Israel and Palestine is to wait until you are ready to listen with your heart, to really listen with an open mind to the experience of your sisters. And we're not in it to dictate it or to solve it. We're in it to understand one another and preserve our friendships.
I feel blessed because I came from Pakistan, so if I was still there, I would be in a homogenous society, and I would never be able to experience the diversity and the culture appreciation, the exposure to different religions, especially in Judaism. So I feel blessed that I'm able to engage with people of different backgrounds.
This country is a nation of people who came from elsewhere other than the Native Americans, and even that diversity we need to begin to celebrate. In honor of Thanksgiving, it most definitely is a beautiful way to celebrate, to be celebrating our diversity. One thing the founder always said is, it's easy to hate someone you don't know. It's harder to hate them if you know them, but it's almost impossible to hate someone you care about. So we're changing the world one sister at a time.
We did it! We did it! We did it!